Hey guys, Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel here. Thanks for tuning back in. Today we're going to talk about the Slavens S3 Head. This is a product that we've been using for probably a little over a year now. I've had it on a couple of different bikes. As you can see, it's on this KTM 300 and we've had it on other bikes, and just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of an update for some of what our thoughts are of using this thing for the past while. So that's what's coming up next on Dirt Bike Channel. The Slavens S3 Head is available for 250 models, 250cc models and 300cc models. We're talking two strokes here. So why would you want a Slavens head? It's a high compression head essentially, and it comes with two different inserts in the kit. So you can put the low altitude insert in or the high altitude insert in, and it just helps to give you a little bit higher compression. That's going to help increase your mid-range and your low-end torque. This head doesn't do a ton for top end and high RPMs. At least I haven't noticed it. I haven't noticed any benefit there, but it does give you a little bit more low-end grunt and a little bit more torque through the mid-range, just because you're increasing that compression. My only experience with this head has been at high altitude. So I live at almost 5,000 feet, and most of my riding is between 6,000 feet and 10,000 feet. And so this head just helps to get a little bit of the horsepower back that I'm losing by being, riding at altitude. So it's been a pretty fun product to use. So this is what the inserts look like. I'll run a close-up shot of this in here. But as you're assembling your head on the bike, you can choose between the high altitude insert and the low altitude insert. This AA is the low altitude insert, and I believe that the high altitude insert has a AAA kind of marked down here, so you know what you're doing and you know what you're getting into. These heads are easy to install, and it's a pretty good bang for the buck. If you're looking for something to add a little extra bling to your bike and give a little bit more of that low-end grunt back to you as you've risen in altitude, and give you a little bit more mid-range, then the Slavens S3 Head is a pretty nice modification. Easy to install. I'm actually going to do probably an installation video that I shot quite a while back when I actually put it over onto this bike. So I plan on releasing that either before or after this video. You'll just kind of have to check my video feed. You're probably going to want to get an O-ring kit and a gasket kit, a top-end gasket kit, so that when you put this on your bike, you're not using your old gaskets. It does not come with gaskets or the O-rings that you need, so you'll want to go ahead and get a top-end gasket kit that has those O-rings so that you can use fresh O-rings when you go to put this thing together. That's just going to give you the best overall experience. It's a bolt-on modification, so it's not going to require you to rejet your bike. If your bike is jetted properly, it's going to run and it's going to work. And it also does not require you to run race fuel, so you can still just use your regular octane pump gas to be able to run this head. Some heads out there are high enough compression or change everything enough that you would have to run race gas. This is not one of those. The fact that this thing comes with the orange anodized head or the blue anodized head if you're going to put it on a Husky is pretty cool, because it gives you a little bit of an extra bling factor. So I like that. It kind of helps separate you from the rest of the crowd. My experience in using this head has been a positive one. I've actually enjoyed it. It's not something where I was completely blown away and the whole characteristic of my bike changed, but it just helps to add a little bit more edge to this thing. I was riding a 2012 300 and I felt like it ran pretty hot. And then I moved over to a 2014 300, and it seemed like the motor ran just a little bit cooler. It didn't seem to have quite that grunt and that pop and that meanness on the bottom end. And I switched over and used this KTM or this Slavens S3 Head, and that kind of remedied that situation. So it wasn't like a life-changing thing, but it just kind of gave that mean grunt snap factor back to the bottom end and into the mid-range onto that 2014 that I was running. And then this is a 2015 300, and it seems to kind of give that extra little bit of snappiness back into the mid-range and low end on this thing. So I've had a pretty good experience running it. Here you see the box that the S3 came in, and a close-up here of the insert. This is the low altitude insert. This is my stock head, and it comes with a couple of O-rings that you use in the top on this insert here. But like I said before, you're going to want to have a top-end gasket kit to put this thing together, so that you're not using the old O-rings that off of your stock head here. It's just better to, the O-rings they're not expensive, and you might as well replace them when you're putting this together for best results so you don't have a leaky head. As I was talking about before, this is a bolt-on modification, so you know, it's something that you can just throw on the bike real quick. Should only take you an hour or two, depending on what your mechanical ability is. And obviously you're going to have to take your gas tank off here, but it's a pretty quick and easy mod to get some of that low end back. So just in recap, the Slavens S3 Mule Head, as it's sometimes referred to, is a pretty awesome product. I've got another buddy that has been running this for a couple of years with no problems at all, and he really likes his. And so if you're looking for just that little bit of something extra to put on your bike to give your motor a little bit more stink on that thing, then the Slavens S3 Head is something that you might want to check out. They're running right around, you know, $200, maybe $220. You can go to slavensracing.com, I believe is his website there. So just kind of think in that ball range, 200, 220, somewhere in there. Prices are subject to change. This is in late 2015 as I'm filming this video. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave those down in the comments, and I try to get to most, if not all, of those comments, at least on the first few days on these things, and I will try to answer your questions. And anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time, catch you later.